Hello Dragonlings, my name is Sky. I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis, and today we're going to be talking about the books I read in Q1, as well as how I did on the AuthorTube Readathon that Alina Popescu created. So far this year, I've already read 21 books. Most of those in the past week. In January, I only read one book. I read the nonfiction novel, This Year You Write Your Novel by Walter Mosley. In February, I read 9 books. Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, A Tale of Two Daddies by Vanita Oshleger, A Tale of Two Mommies by Vanita Oshleger, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, 5,000 Words Per Hour by Chris Fox, A Fox's Love by Brandon Varnell, Self-Editing on a Penny by Ashlyn Forge, I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and Beastly Bones by William Ritter. In March, I read 11 books. I read The Mermaid's Sister by Carrie Ann Noble, The Paper Magician by Charlie N. Holmberg, How to Write a Nonfiction Ebook in 21 Days by Steve Scott, In the Night by Sarah Scharnweber, Fire in His Fury by Ruby Dixon, Cursed by the Gods by Ray Wagner, Witch Slapped by Dakota Cassidy, Death at a Diner by Nancy McGovern, Death of a Deputy by Nancy McGovern, Death in the Library by Nancy McGovern, and Death Under the Fireworks by Nancy McGovern. Now, those are all the books I read in Q1. I'm not exactly certain when it was. I want to say it was at the beginning of March, but Alina Popescu came up with the idea of doing a readathon. She's been watching multiple readathon videos, which I can't say anything against because I've done the same. And she wanted to create her own readathon. I will have a link down in the description below of the original video that Alina did about this challenge. But basically, for the reading portion of this challenge, we had to read a mystery, a horror, myth-based book, paranormal or urban fantasy, a book about bad guys, a science fiction, and any book by an AuthorTuber. For the Instagram portion of this challenge, we had to post pictures about books and bath bombs, books and bunny ears, books and classics, books and words, books and tea, as well as books and coffee. Now, the reason I say that, depending on your viewpoint, I completed this challenge, I did complete all of the challenges for the Instagram portion of it, except for my picture for books and tea was about 30 minutes after midnight into the day for books and coffee, because originally I wasn't going to post for that day at all because I am not a coffee or tea drinker, and I didn't even know we had any in the house until I found some. But I didn't end up posting a picture for all 6 days. The reading challenge, again, it depends on your viewpoint, because if you don't count short stories towards this challenge, I did not complete all of them. For mystery, I read several Nancy McGovern stories, as well as Witch Slapped. For horror, I read the short story by Sarah Scharnweber. For the myth-based, I read Cursed by the Gods by Ray Wagner. For the paranormal urban fantasy, I read You Can Count Witch Slap because it's about a witch who's lost her abilities and is solving a mystery. But if you don't want to count that one, you can count Fire in His Fury by Ruby Dixon. For the bad guys, I read a bunch of short stories from the book Because You Love to Hate Me, which is edited by Marie, I believe. And again, if you don't count short stories, I didn't read any books with bad guys. The same thing goes with the science fiction. One of the short stories I read in Because You Love to Hate Me was science fiction. However, again, I did not complete this challenge unless you count short stories. The book by an AuthorTuber was In the Night by Sarah Scharnweber. The reason I didn't include Because You Love to Hate Me on my reading list is because I have not completed the entire book. I am still working my way through it. I was just counting those particular short stories that I read that involved the reading challenges, which is the reason I didn't include it on my Q1 reading list. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like it. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.